In fact,
Okay, do it for us.
Let's go.
As Engelbert Humperdinck on the rare earth, the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised.
Okay, we welcome you again on our second edition of Mngxitama on Sunday. Firstly, I want to thank all of you who took time out to watch the program last Sunday, and many of you who also followed up and watched on the YouTube channel. Generally, what would happen is in all the platforms, YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, this stuff is live. Immediately thereafter, a link is made and it goes to YouTube. You'll be able to again follow the program at your own leisure and time. And we have seen the program picking up during the weekend. That encourages us quite a lot. We also receive a lot of feedback from you on sound, on quality of visuals. We are working on this. You will see today when you go on YouTube later, the quality and the sound will be absolutely improved and better, because the team is working very hard to make sure that your viewing of this program, Mngxitama on Sunday live, the news, which did not make the news, comes to you, to your home, and you share it with others. Now, you know, last week we spoke about Northwest a lot. And we warned you about Northwest. And we said, se se diragalang ko Bokone Bophirima, sentle ke kgang ya gore re supra mahoma pelo. O rile o lapisitswe ke kgang ya gore madi a Bokone Bophirima a tseiwa a jewa ko Gauteng le kwa Limpopo. Jaanong supra mahoma pelo a ba re budget ya Bokone Bophirima 70% ya yona tsantse e nne madi a dirisiwang mo Northwest Bokone Bophirima. Batho ba ntse ba ja madi a Northwest ba ko Gauteng le ko Limpopo ga ba itumediswa sepe ke kgang eo. Ke ka mokgwa o ba tlileng ko Bokone Bophirima ba fa bangwe ba rona madi a gore ba tšhume ba tšhise motsesetoropo kgotsa toropo ya Mahikeng. Bagaetso rona re le Blackfest Landfest lena ke le moetapele wa bona ga re re gore re supra maomapelo kgotsa ga gona service delivery challenges tsa ko Northwest di teng bagaetso. Fela ga ra tshwanela gore re dirisiwe ke dikgorane tse leng gore di batla go ja madi ko Bokone Bophirima. Jaaka re bona bo Dodofu, China Dodofu, le ba bangwe ba leng gore ba ne ba le ko pusong. Jaanong ba tswa ba dira di-tendera, jaanong ba batla go ja, ba lela fela gore ba batla go ja, ba ja le their friends from both Gauteng and Limpopo. Supra Maumapelo is being persecuted because he said no more. Money must stay in the Northwest. 70% of the budget must be spent in the Northwest. Bagaetso re itse mo go lona kgang ke platinum, and motho wa ko Limpopo re mo itseng o bolaile badiri ko Bokone Bophirima ka ntlha ya platinum ke president wa rona wa gompieno re se Ramaphosa. Now let's see this. What does their media, dipampiri tsa bona di reng? A re somile ka Sunday Times. Sunday Times, its headline says, Cyril take over the Northwest. Ke le boleletse bagaetso Sondag se fitileng gore re se Ramaphosa a tsamaya le dikgorane, a tsamaya le basweu ba leng gore ba tshwere economy ya rona, ba batla go tsa Northwest over. Jaanong Kifo, their own newspaper said Cyril takes over Northwest. And if you read, you will see they say here, it is the first time ever that national government takes over a provincial government. Cyril is there for the platinum. Remember, gopolang bagaetso gore batho ba bolawe ka setlhogo ko Americana e ne le ka ntlha ya platinum. Re se Ramaphosa a tsamaya le Lonmin e leng gore ke company ya kwa motse kwa London, London ya kwa London, ba bolaya badiri ba batla madi ka ntlha madi a bona. This is a living wage they were asking for, and the Ramaphosa was involved, and he called the police. In fact, what we're going to do next few weeks, we're going to go into Marikana. We see even if Khaisa bua ka Marikana, ka ntlha gore gompieno ba kopane le Rre Ramaphosa, they want to bring Marikana under the table so that we forget. He, Ramaphosa, once o dumeletse gore Mahikeng must be burned down, e chisiwe gore atle kwa ekare kena o tlo go bankanya dilo, kante ke bona ko morago ba ntseng gore ba fise Mafikeng ka ntlha gore ba batla eng platinum, ka ntlha gore ga ba batle Supra fa a re madi a bokone bophirima a tlogele go ya Gauteng le go ya Limpopo. Now that was just a follow-up on the news relating to Northwest. We know Northwest is still in trouble. They are not going to stop until they finish that province. We must not allow it. And we're very happy to hear Supra Mawapelo saying ngomhla ka-8 uSupra Mawapelo ucele sonke ukuthi sihlangane eThekwini soxhasa umongameli wethu uPresident Zuma, ngoba labahlasele uSupra Mawapelo ibona abantu abayi-1 futhi nabahlasele umongameli wethu uPresident Zuma. That was about just a quick follow-up on what happened in terms of what we reported last week, Sunday. But there's another news which did not make the news. A brother from Dallas, USA, Brother Rakim Bologan, spent 5 months in jail for a Facebook posting. Why is this important? It's because Black First, Land First leaders are always followed on Facebook. Our pages are always banned. And we see the first person to ever go to jail for posting on Facebook is a black person from America. And this black person, all he was saying was that he was tired of black people being killed. Facebook, CIA, in fact, they have a thing that says black identity extremism. One of my Facebook page value abamhlophe ngoba bafuna isikhulume iqiniso. Abamhlophe abadlali ibona izitha zethu kumele ngasukhohlo lokho. Umfowethu wasemelika uBrother Rakim bamvale 5 months enkanto ejele ngoba ikhuluma iqiniso. Sithi kubantu bonke warning. Facebook is an instrument of white power and the US imperialism. And whatever you write there, you are being monitored. So please, sizani iBLF sifuna ama-office we-Facebook South Africa. Facebook has a CEO in South Africa, but we can't find his physical office. Help us find that office because we want to visit them and have some coffee or tea with them, whatever they choose. Because they cannot do what they've been doing, shutting our pages as and when they want to. So Facebook, if you see it, we have looked everywhere they claim to have offices. Those offices don't exist. So if you see Facebook, you know what Facebook is, please send us a nice message. We will go there and we'll be very nice with them. And after we visit them, Facebook will stop doing what it is doing, shutting down black people, also in South Africa. Now let us move on to another news which did not make the news. Of course, they just drag this story. Sifuna ukuthi namhlanje hamba kahle baba Semzima lo baba wethu wathatha isithombe June 16. Ushile emhlabeni ubaba uSemzima. Ekubeni amabhunu amhlukumeza kakhulu emveni kokuthi athathe isithombe sasitshengisa ukuthi babulela kanjani ingane zethu ngo1976 June 16 eSoweto. Ubaba uNzima wayesebenzela iphepha kuthiwa ibizwa iWorld. Uyachaza kahle ukuthi langa lakhona wayeseSoweto ma amaphoyisa efika futhi ngesikhathi beqala ukudubula ingane zabantu abamnyama wayekhona. Wathatha lesithombe esonke sisaziyo masikhuluma ngoJune 16 sihamba ngalesithombe lesi. That is the picture of our brother and our father, Sam Nzima, who has left us. What the news is not going to tell you is that this picture was taken in 1976. After he took the picture, he was harassed by the security establishment. He, in fact, was forced to leave Johannesburg. He went in a rural area in Mpumalanga. When he tried to make a living by setting up a bottle store. They shut it down. But the worst thing is that he never got paid for his picture. If it was a white journalist, a white photographer, he will not just be paid, he will also have been valorized, being praised for being there, putting his life in danger to give us what happened in 76 to the people. So today we must say Hamba Kahle Iqhawe as our hero, and we hope also the city of Johannesburg, which has used his pictures there in the Soweto Hector Peterson Memorial without paying a cent. They must pay him, they must pay his estate. And not only that, there must be a recognition of Sam Nzi. It is said that black people who do great things for us are never remembered when they are alive. We wait until they pass on for the truth to be said. But you will see the white media is going to be praising him. But when he was alive, they never made sure that he gets his money, he gets his recognition. That is the news. We should not make the news. He suffered for the pictures. White journalists and photographers don't suffer for their pictures and for their journalism. They get praised. But when you're black, like Ubaba Wetu Sam Zuma, you suffer. So sithi hamba kahle qhawe baba uSam Nzi. Now, let's deal with a big news which also did not make the news. United States of America is in South Africa. Those who know the truth, they are underplaying it. Those who know the truth are also trying to say those of us who are exposing this are not right in the head. Because if you know the truth, you will be as worried as we are. You will not even sleep well at night. Do you know that past few days in Lenzaria, right here in Johannesburg, a big plane of America, warplane of America, was parked there. This is a warplane. This is a warplane. This can carry all kinds of weapons. This is a good occupation of the country. This American warplane was in Lenzaria at the backyard of Julius Malema. Remember, Julius Malema said he is going to topple the government of Botswana because the government of Botswana have USA military bases. But when Twitter started, he was the first person they said to him, the Americans are here. He had not said one word. The only people who said anything about this American imperialism right here in Lenzaria is again Black First, Land First. It condemned this American aggression, which if you can join the dots, just think about it a little bit. Northwest is burning. Who organizes? Who funded this? And there is the American plane right here in South Africa. Worse, for the first time in South Africa, there is a mosque attack in Durban. See, American imperialism, to make sure that it divides the people, it goes into the Islam world and uses the differences that can be solved among people between the Sunni and the Shia. And they sponsor one group against the other. This is what they are doing, and they have brought it right here in South Africa. I believe, and we believe, all this was coordinated from Lenzaria to start war and to destabilize the provinces which are progressive. Northwest, KwaZulu-Natal, because those two provinces of radical economic transformation. Join the dots. Don't allow the white media to lie to you. Those are the news that will never make it to the news. The American imperialism is in South Africa. Donald Trump, keep your little hands away from our country. Please, stay away from our country and sort your hair out. Now we move on to another news which did not make the news. You know, we have President Zuma last December announced free education. First, let's start by saying that this free education has been copied on Ramaphosa. We know that the universities were allowed to charge registration fees. We know that they said now free education is only for first year. We know up to now in some TVET colleges, students have not received their money up to now, despite the fact that President Zuma had said free education from first year until you finish, even to PhD. Ramaphosa is basically undermining that process, sabotaging that process, allowing universities to do as they wish. The big sad thing is that a lot of activists of fees must fall. Our brothers and sisters and our children who fought for free education are in jail. Some of them are on trial. Some of them are suspended from school. They can no longer pursue their studies. And some of the organizations that claims that they are responsible for free education have abandoned them. These organizations that claims they are revolutionary have abandoned these brothers and sisters who took up the struggle for free education. And one of them is Kaya Kabesh, our brother. It said, we understand that they put him in jail for 8 years. And he is in jail as we speak. You must imagine this young, bright, brilliant brother in orange uniform amongst hardened criminals doing time for fighting for free education. The magistrate that sentenced him was barbaric, was harsh, vindictive, and clearly racist. He wanted to send a message to the fees must fall, that no black person can fight for their right in South Africa. That's what that magistrate did, using the judiciary to persecute those of us who want justice. This brother has been abandoned. All of us must take responsibility for allowing Kaya to go to jail. Where is the shutdown for Kaya? Where is the shutdown of universities and the cities where we have always done so when we are fighting this struggle? We are all guilty for abandoning one of us, allowing him to be taken to jail, to be criminalized like that. He's not alone. Many others are also, we know that, and we'll mention some of their names, and it's not all the names. All we can say in a positive side is that the Native Forum is taking the matter up of Kaya. They want a review of the sentence, but that is good, but we all must do something. All of us, let us have a Kaya day, where we say we shut down, release Kaya, or we shut down not just the universities, but the main cities. That magistrate, you must listen to what he was saying, that Kaya was not a student at VETS. It makes no difference. That struggle was not about VETS or UCT or any other institution. It was about all students getting free education. Some of our brothers who are facing the same problems is Bongingosi Kanyile, we know, also abandoned. That brother has been suspended for months from duty, and he's also still facing a trial. Also facing a trial is Atabile Nonguba, Minentle Mgadi, Zimasa Dalihlazo, Pagamani, Ntentema, Unam Monakeli are all going on trial on the 27th of June. That is struggles around Cape Town. Then we also know that Mtebo Dlamini is also facing a trial. Just to give you a sense of this beautiful brother, Kaya, that's him. This man is in jail. This young man, this black brother, has been criminalized as a prisoner in local as we speak. He's not a criminal, he was fighting for justice, was fighting for free education. Government cannot say now it has given us free education but allows these young people to be criminalized and to be jailed. What we're asking is that Ramaphosa must declare amnesty for all students facing criminal charges who are fighting for free education. Amnesty, general amnesty. Anyone who is suspended by the university, anyone who has criminal charges against their name going to court, anyone who is being expelled, all of them must get general amnesty. And we believe that is the demand all of us must push to Ramaphosa as we call for all of us to have a shutdown. Let us shut down and demand Ramaphosa to declare a general amnesty for all these fighters for fees to be made free so that we can get free education. Now let us turn out to another important matter which basically has been put under the table. Do you know that the biggest corruption in South Africa must be the corruption of what is called the independent power producer story? We're talking about 1.4 trillion rand. Trillion. 1.4 trillion rand is money that if you count it today, in your village, if you bring all the villagers to count that money together, you will count it, and all of you will turn gray before you finish counting that money. That's how much money we're talking about. 1.4 trillion rand. This is the biggest story of South Africa. They say the Guptas have captured the state. They say Zuma is corrupt. But they're not talking about trillion rands, which basically has been given to white monopoly capital and its agents. We know that the people were making a big noise about the nuclear deal. White monopoly capital media, Pravin Gordon, the racist DA, the Reds of London. I hope you know who the Reds of London are. It's the people who wear red overalls underneath hiding Gucci's and Louis Vuittons. Those are the Reds of London because they take the instructions from London. Well, they said they don't want the nuclear deal because it was about Russia, you see. And they said it was too expensive. They said we couldn't afford it. Oh well, there comes the IPPs. 1.4 trillion rand. And they have gone completely silent. No one talks about this massive looting of the state. We're going to stay on this matter. In the coming weeks, we're going to go into who got what amount of money. But let us also just tell you something about these IPPs. As soon as Ramaphosa took over, he signed contracts, he forced, or maybe did not force, just spoke to his friend Khadebe, and 27 contracts were signed. We'll tell you in the coming weeks who actually is behind these contracts. But let's just show you these IPPs. Now, if you like, that is the triangle of evil. Adam Ramaphosa is the president of your country. Just Jeff Khad, who's the minister for energy. And then here we have brother Patrice. A very strange thing. You know what you need to do is to bring down here an arrow. Ramaphosa, yena kanye no Jeff Khadebe. Bashade abosisi bakamthipi. uRamaphosa ushade usisi kaMthipi. uKhadebe ushade usisi kaMthipi. Lesikhuluma ngale IPP le mali eka 1. Umuntu onenyawo khona futhi onoba ibeneficiary enkulu uMthipi. Kusho ukuthi banike abo imali kahulumeni labantu. It's a shocking thing that you have a situation where brothers-in-laws, they sit together, obospari, baxoxa ukuthi okay imali ingadliwa kanje. Kodwa ngesikhathi kuphethe umongameli uPresident Zuma bebethi labantu that is corruption. Umongameli futhi zanganikezwe uSibari wakhe imali. This kind of thing never happened under Zuma. It is shocking that no one, those people who are talking about nothing to do, say about this. In the coming weeks, we're going to show you what this IPP is about and the truth behind these IPPs. But Okwamanje is a spari business. Abosibari badla imamhlophe badla nabongcuwa nkulu kodwa bathi balwisa ubugebengu kubona qala. Now, part of the electricity will give you this. The cost of goes up when you put renewable energy. Even Forbes, basically is the piece of imperialism, agrees. Research shows that renewable, these IPPs, in fact, the electricity goes up. We know that Jim has already told us that they lost in result of this. So, you must wait for it. I'm going to bring some experts who are going to tell us about energy, renewable energy, and we're going to talk about the IPPs and how this is the biggest, real, massive looting that has happened under the watch of Ramaphosa. In fact, we are going to argue it is organized by Ramaphosa himself and his family. But we'll see the beneficiaries mostly foreign companies. Let's talk about something. On the 8th of June, we're all going to Durban. We're going to support President Zuma. Supra Maumbapilu has already said the forces, the radical economic transformation forces, must go to Durban. We have not, I think, spoken in great detail about lecala likababa umongameli wethu uJacob Zuma. Ngomhla ka-8 sahamba sonke siya eThekwini soseka umongameli uJacob Zuma. Iqiniso ukuthi lelicala kaBaba uZuma abamlethele lona manje alihlangane neze nendaba ukuthi ngesikhathi bephethe abantu abalazi lo qiniso ngoba amaphepha andaba akalikhuluma iqiniso. This case has got nothing to do with anything that President Zuma did when he was president of the country. This has to do with cases which were dismissed in 2009. Long before President Zuma was president, in fact, right? We know because they were bringing him to court many times, trying to stop him from becoming president of the country. But the media, amaphepha akakhuluma iqiniso lokuthi manje lecala ubaba uZuma elalona enkantolo. Alihlangene namaguptas, alihlangane nalutho alenzile ngesikhathi umongameli wezwe. Lamacala amacala akhi ase asulwa qala phambilini. Ngisho inkantolo ezomthetho zasula lamacala kodwa bayaletha manje ngoba yini bayathukile labantu bayasaba ukuthi uPresident Zuma uyasithukuthelisa thina uthi asuthatha umhlaba uthi nomnotho awubuyele ngakithi. So bafuna ukuthi basithuse ukuthi bamvalele ejele. Bayakwenza lokho. Nakumanye amazwe ngizotshela manje mase siyahle ukuthi naseBrazil bayenza ingqo into enjengaleyo. Now, people forget what Julius Malema said. Today I want to talk a little bit about Julius Malema, my friend, okay? In 2019, Julius Malema said, on the same charges, he said, the ANC president will and can never get a fair trial, and therefore an urgent intervention is necessary. On the same charges. And then, as we know, for the same charges, he said, let us make it clear now, we are prepared to die for Zuma. When that statement was made, ngesikhathi uJulius Malema esithi yena angaze afafela umsholozi bengenxa yalona lo daba leli. The same charges. Now, there's a question you must ask at the end. What has changed? Let us go further and remind you, masengikhumbuza abantu bakithi. Khona ngonyaka 2009, uJudge Chris Nicholson, i-judge of the High Court, actually uyawabheka lolu daba. Wachitha wathi, amongst others, Zuma's rights have been undermined. And not only that, that in fact Thabo Mbeki had interfered. Thabo Mbeki was the president at the time. That is why uThabo Mbeki waxoshwa yi-ANC. Emvele ukuba uChris Nicholson lo judge ekhiphe isinqumo sokuthi uThabo Mbeki wayengenela indaba ekude kunaye enze ukuthi uPresident Zuma bazama ukuthi bamvalele. So today we're all forgotten about this. A judge had said there was interference in the prosecution of the matter, political interference. And that's why the matter was thrown out. Now, here's interesting. Mbeki took the matter after, of course, he was already kicked out. He took the matter to the appellate division, and the appellate division said Nicholson was wrong in certain areas. But here's the crux of the matter. Zwelinzima Vavi, Blade Nzimande, and Julius Malema, at the time, even after the appellate division had made a decision, they said they were not persuaded by that. The matter of Zuma was political. Now we must ask the question, what has changed if it's the same charges? I must quote this very long quote from Julius Malema. I must, because it helps us understand what's going on with Zuma today, as it was happening at the time. He was asked, Julius Malema, who wants to discredit Jacob Zuma and why? He was asked that question. Who wants to discredit Zuma and why? And I want to quote him at length. This is what he said in the year 2009, answering that question. The apartheid regime is still involved. The imperialists are still involved. There are people who have always wanted to oppress the black man, and they are still doing the same now. They are using the progressive laws of the ANC to discredit the good leadership of the ANC. so that they can be projected, so that the leadership of the ANC can be projected as the leadership which is not responsible, very irresponsible, which can't govern. So it's counter-revolutionary forces which are determined to derail, even to reverse the gains of our revolution. Even internationally, there are forces which want to micromanage the government of the ANC. And they think with Zuma, they can't succeed. So they need a puppet, close quote. Nothing has changed. That truth remains the truth. Even if our brother went to London and London took his brains and he's forgotten the truth, that truth remains the truth. Zuma has been attacked precisely for the same reasons he was attacked 2009. And today it's worse because he has expressed clear understanding of radical economic transformation. Now, last week, I promised you that we're going to make big revelations on the Stratcom journalists. You remember last week how I explained that Vic McPherson, the man in that Winnie Mandela documentary, he's brushing his dog. He has told us that he had 40 journalists who worked for him to discredit Mama Winnie Mandela and others who were fighting for liberation. He did not reveal the names of those people. BLF has worked hard to try to find those names. Our sources have supplied us with the names. But let me warn you, our sources are afraid. Our sources are terrified. They say they are afraid to be killed. If anyone knows, it is them who's revealing these names. What we have decided to do is to reveal these names 5 at a time. It's up to these journalists to deny that they were agents of apartheid. Because as long as there is no demand for the 40 journalists to be made, names to be made public by the same media, it means that the media is implicated. In fact, the names which we have seen, and some of which we're going to reveal today, will show you we're not talking about small people in the media. These are real big names in the media. Why are they not calling for the names to be made public? Where are the NGOs that claim to fight for freedom of information, not demanding that these names to be made public? Why are they not taking McPherson to court to demand that these names to be made public? Where is the call for a judicial commission of inquiry on journalists that work for apartheid? It is because all of these journalists, as we speak today, still are in the newsroom, producing news to discredit anyone who they see as a threat to the interests of white monopoly capital. So we are saying it's easy. Let there be inquiry into the media and apartheid. Go and make an application. The law allows for the names to be made for the law by law that these names must be made public. Since you are not going to do that, we will do it for you. So, who are the first 5 names? Yes. Let's start with. I have a nice list here. Let's start with the man who wrote a book against President Zuma. Jack Paul. You know the man? The man who wrote the book, My President Keeper? That man is on that list. And it makes sense why he was asked by Pravin Gordhan to write a book against President Zuma. In fact, if you go look at the Mail and Guardian at the time and his stories on Winnie Mandela, it's shocking. And even the graphics they used to make of Winnie Mandela, they were demonizing her. And you know who he was working with? Another darling of the South African media. Anton Haber. Anton Haber is going to scream and say, no, but I was fighting against apartheid. They were chasing me. No, Anton, we know you're on that list. And you and Jack Paul and others to make sure that the names of revolutionaries are being tarnished. You are promoting liberals with the liberation movement, but revolutionaries were made into basically bad people. Anton, deny. Anton demand that McPherson choose the full list. Otherwise, the list were received from the McPherson list of Stratcom people. You appear there very boldly, Anton Haber. He is now, by the way, big man with the ENCA. So he continues to work for white monopoly capital. Then there's another loud mouth, Max Dupree. Max also is going to say, no, but I used to fight. No, Max, you're not fighting against apartheid. We know what you're doing. You were simply making sure that those you see as radicals are discredited. And you make those you believe are liberals and they can be bought, they can be cowered down, their names shine. So, Max, we know you're on that list. There is a very, very evil, dead white man, Tertius Mayberg. Mayberg was actually, ultimately they got promoted into the editorship of Sunday Times. And he was doing absolutely shocking, horrendous work for the apartheid regime. Of course, he's dead. And those who work with him must come forward and tell us all about Tertius Mayberg and what they were doing with the apartheid government. Well, there is our friend, Sam Soul. Sam Soul. Sam Soul, for too long, rumors have been twirling around his name that he was an apartheid agent. Many, many times, people have said Sam Soul was an apartheid agent. He now runs a thing called Amabungani. Amabungani are the things that produce those fake thing called email leaks. They were in the forefront of making sure that the nation believes the problem in this country is the Guptas and not white monopoly capital. They are the ones, same soul, doing dirty work again for white monopoly capital, tarnishing the name of President Zuma. Now we see his name appears on that list. Sam, it's up to you to deny and provide information why we should not believe that you are part of Stratcom 40. You've been paid, you've been managed by Vic McPherson. It is up to you to go to Vic. You run a very big investigative journalism group. If you are as good as you claim you are, certainly you can give us that list and you can clear your name. Right now, Sam Soul, you appear very high with 3 stars around your name. Apparently, you were one of their best doing the dirty work of apartheid. So, Sam, let's hear from you. There you go. The first 5 down. Sam Soul, Tertius Mayberg, Max Dupree, Anton Haber, Jack Paul. Next week, we'll give you another 5. Lamagama labantu labasibavezela intatheli besebenzela umbuso wa mabhunu. Ibona behlukumeza abantu bekhulu baqamba banga ngabo. Okuzwa kabuhlungu ukuthi basaqhubeka namhlanje iningi labo labaphilayo babhala emaphepheni bakuma television basaqhubeka ngomsebenzi wabo ongcolile. Now, we left with 10 minutes, and in these 10 minutes, I'm going to run to Latin America. I'm going to go to I must go to Latin America because Venezuela is going to elections in 7 days, in a week's time. This time, from next week, Venezuela will be voting. They are voting for a new government. They're voting particularly for a new president. Venezuela is a beacon of hope of the oppressed of the world. We know that President Hugo Chavez, who was poisoned by America, they gave him cancer, was the one who started with providing this fire for socialism, this fire for change. And of course, it was murdered. And he pointed as somebody who can lead the revolution, our brother Nicolas Maduro, who is running for president. I want to say, those of you who have the means, please go and check a very important documentary. The revolution will not be televised. It tells us the story of Chavez, how America tried to remove him. America tried to remove him, and the people said no. They returned Chavez. He was out of power in the year 2002. American and CIA removed Chavez because Chavez was making sure that the wealth of Venezuela must stay in Venezuela. Today we know, together with the opposition parties, with the civil society,